Okay, welcome everybody to the Thursday closing bell chart chat. We're going to be speaking about stocks, mostly penny stocks, which have that 10x to 100x upside potential. So these are all, fundamentally, these companies all have those great three things that we look for, which have been very successful in kind of our system of finding these stocks, which are 10 baggers plus. So companies going after massive market opportunities, multiple catalysts in place and right at that inflection point. But one of the things that we always love to see is a great looking chart, which is always very helpful. And right now we're going to look at a couple of these things. So before we do that, let me just bring up ARK. It's actually on the screen right now. If you're just tuning in, make sure you press the like and subscribe button. Also click our link below to join the Telegram channel so you get the trading alerts throughout the day. You would have received the alert on Fans Unite, Trip, Red Light Holland over the last couple of days. Those things have been moving. Let's go to... we're frozen. Okay, so what's happening with ARK? ARK, the Cathie Wood ETF, is really a bellwether for the growth stock sector, and especially the high beta penny stocks, micro caps. As you can see, this thing is really bottomed out. It looks like it's made a nice bottom. I'm going to draw you a little trend line, a little support line over here. Again, everything we talk about here is higher risk. None of this is a recommendation or advice of any kind. So there you go. There is your, basically your support resistance line. It's bounced off this line pretty well. And we're at the inflection point. The inflection point is this 50-day moving average. It looks like Cathie Wood is going to have a very good summer. I mean, this looks like it's getting ready to pivot. Once it breaks out of this right past 115, you're going to see some nice upwards momentum. As you can see, this moving average has been pretty accurate. Right? Last time it broke the moving average, it went from 47 to 155. $100. When it broke down, it went from 139 to 100. So this pretty accurate moving average. Pretty accurate. Oh my God, we got Calvin Ting, the penny stock billionaire of Canada, is in the house. All right, so we're gonna be gambling. This is what a match made in heaven. Gambling stocks, Calvin. This is what a great thing here. Okay, let's look at. We're going to look at one of our gambling stocks right now. We actually have a few. One of them is on hiatus. One of them is kind of suspended till they close this Indian gaming merger. But we're going to look at Fans in just a second. So ARK is looking great. I think we're going to see new highs on ARK this summer. Again, I am not involved in ARK. This is I couldn't care less. But it is a bellwether for the space. Let me just make sure we put up this disclaimer here. Everything here is advice. This is not official company news or anything like that. These are all clients of Wall Street Reporter. These stocks are very high risk. You could lose all your money, and do your own research. Okay, with that out of the way, also make sure you click to join our Discord channel, our Telegram. The links are in the video description down below. If you're not on our Telegram channel, I mean, I don't understand. You have to be crazy not to be on it. It's free. Yes, so let's take a look right now at let's take a look at Fans right now. Wow, here you have. Remember I showed you that 50-day moving average. It's really very, I mean, this moving average thing, great. Do you call it an indicator? I don't know. It's a trend following system. Anyway, as you can see, it's been pretty accurate. Last time fans broke above the 50-day moving average was in the 22-cent range. Wow, 22 cents to 250, 225, whatever. Okay, so it was a 10x. It moved 10x. And again, actually right here, you had another opportunity to get in right over here at $1. So it doubled in a couple days. Now, the idea is you sell when it breaks that moving average. So you would have been faked out a couple of times right over here. This is what happens, with these moving averages, and again, you had this over here. You got a couple of fake outs. We may have a fake out here. I don't know. It's possible, but it doesn't look like it. Look at this beautiful chart. You kind of think of it, it's almost like a little pennant breakout. And this thing is just going, just tore right through the moving average. It looks like it's exploding right here. Let's take a look at maybe look at the 1 hour chart to see if there's anything more interesting over there. No, same basic thing over here. Let's see if we can see a 5 minute. For you short attention span people. Do we hit 90 cents, 89 cents? Yeah, so I have a feeling though fans is probably gonna just close like in the 82 cent, 83 cent range, just to kind of frustrate everybody. But this is an amazing looking chart. And hang on a second, let me go to fans. Let me just go back to this over here. Let's go to what the hell is this? Okay, fans. Okay, 89 cents the high today right now so far. Okay, so there you have it. This is an old trend line I put up, the green line. As you can see, that was a support and a resistance line. The fans is, last time it pivoted off that number and went to 2.25 and 230, whatever the number was. We broke out of that today. It's breaking out. It's above the moving average. So everything, and there's strong volume today. And it looks like even Calvin Ting is excited. The penny stock billionaire, Calvin Ting, score in fans. I think fans is the better bet. It's the higher torque. And Calvin, I'm shocked that you're looking at score. That's like a couple dollar stock. Fans, you can still get in cheap over here. So here's what I think is going to happen with fans. I think we're going to see a new high in fans this summer. By September, I really believe we're going to get to that 350 level, which was really my target price back, I think since December, I was talking about 350, even January. This thing is, I think we're going to have a very hot summer in this sector. Let's take a look at, so fans, amazing. I think we're going to see next week should be very exciting. We're probably going to have a live stream with them next week. They're not on the schedule yet, but I think they should be. They should be probably back by next week. And of course, I think there's a couple of catalysts, a couple of fundamentals this month. I got the UK gaming license should be coming up. I think they're expecting approval of that this month. AIML, you know what? AIML is actually, it's on that list. Now this line here is the wrong line. That's a leftover from the other chart. Okay. So as you can see, we got that 50-day moving average. It's not as accurate here, but not enough data here to really make it work. So I almost wouldn't pay attention to it. But you can see this thing breaking out here. Think of what you see over here as kind of a long, kind of like a weird pennant. It's kind of drooping down. All of a sudden you have this breakout. What you want to watch is AIML going above 90 cents. 90 cents is kind of your first, I think that's going to be kind of the first level where you might see a little bit of resistance. And then after that, it's maybe $1.30 or so. And after that, it's clear sailing. So again, company, very exciting fundamentals in the health tech space. I think we're going to have the CEO back on next week, so it should be very exciting. And what else is going on right now? We got Skylight, our first Nasdaq stock. SLHG on Nasdaq. What is happening right now? This it looks like it broke the moving average today. I don't like that. But the overall chart right now still looks very, very strong. I think we might see a little bit of a pullback to like 650. I don't see this thing going below that. We might just see a little bit of a pullback, and then we could bounce from there. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. It's not going to work. Okay, because there's some bad data in there. Okay, it's not working. You get bad data in this chart. No, it's not going to work. Okay, we'll have to stick to the 1 day chart. Yeah. So here, okay. So what you want to see is, I think we're going to see a little bit more consolidation here. It looks like it's kind of needs a little more of a consolidation before it can break out of this little holding pattern over here. And once it does, the next target should be roughly, I would say, this kind of range. So 215, $4. I would say about $13 Canadian. So really, once it breaks out of here, this thing should head to about $13, $13, kind of based on the chart proportions. Sort of the Gann. This is kind of I use kind of this hybrid Gann type of analysis. We're not working with CBDT since like April, so I don't have anything on CBDT here. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see the relay. We're going to talk about relay. That has been a that's one of those stocks that kind of fell out of the bed there. We're gonna talk about relay in a little bit, but the momentum stocks right now, the stocks that are moving, we got fans, AIML, and let me bring up the next hot stock that is moving with big momentum. Trip, red light Holland. Okay, this thing has been really like I've been calling it like a stealth bull market for the last couple of weeks, really since May 19th, roughly. Your first real indication that this thing was starting to move was right here, kind of this key reversal pattern, upside reversal, and it didn't quite break through the moving average, and it pulled back a little bit. But as you can see, it's been making higher lows, and now higher highs. So it has been trending up. We're broke clear out of that 50-day moving average, and as you can see, it's also been here. It's actually been very, very effective. We got enough data here to make it work. So when it broke out of that at 8 cents, 8 cents was the breakout, 9 cents, let's call it. Went to 70 cents. So you had a 10x. When it broke down below the moving average, it went from 46 to 24, 50%. Then you had a fake out over here, kind of fake out over here. But now you have 5 days, 5 trading sessions above the moving average. So I think the trend is in place. So we should see, some significantly higher prices. What is my target on Trip? I'll tell you right now. I would say on Trip, we should see 10. I would say we might get close to $1. I would say 90 cents. 80, no, I would say probably right around $1.10, between, I would say, 80 cents in the low end to $1.10, kind of on the high end in the next couple of months. So I think that is where you're going to see this thing happen. The psychedelic space is also heating up, which is a positive indicator. TBP, VSB, let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, so the stocks which we have right now, which have the real big momentum, right now for the next like week or so, I think, is in Red Light Holland, in TRIP, in Fans Unite. These charts are amazing. What we're starting to really see here, as you can see based on the chart I showed you earlier of ARK, the ARK ETF, is you're starting to see stocks really start, they've bottomed out. A lot of these things have bottomed, or they're starting, or they've already started moving up, but you're starting to see the momentum returning to the speculative, the growth areas right now. And we're in June 10th. I think we're going to have a very, very exciting summer. I've been talking about this for about 10 days now. The hot stocks summer, the penny stocks summer. Let's take a look at TBP in just a second. But yeah, so we're starting to see some leaders emerging. And again, these are stocks that have had big runs, but they really only did the first wave. A lot of these things, they have multiple waves in them. So Fans, it only did a wave one, also with TRIP. Yeah, so these things are still in the early part of that cycle. Yeah, TBP. That TBP is also looking really good here. We just need to see a bit of an indication above this kind of 35, 36, 7, like I would say 37 cent range. Once you see TBP close at 37, 38 cents, even 36 cents, you're going to know that the move is starting. So I think we're going to see new highs, but you're going to know, basically, that's going to be the real indication that this thing is on. So yeah, it's kind of. I think we're just about done with this consolidation. We might even see this happen tomorrow. This could happen any day. It's going to have a nice solid close above the moving average, 37, 38 cents, and then you're going to see this thing start ticking higher. And where can TBP go? If you've seen some of our live streams, I mean, there's targets. I mean, we've had crazy talk of $20 plus. I know Sean is a big fan. I see there's another guy on YouTube now who's talking about TBP being a potentially 100 bagger. And why is that important? Because now it's no longer just me saying these crazy things. Now it means that the genie is out of the bottle. The meme, the idea has started to spread. It's starting to go viral. So you're starting to see this other guys talking about TBP being a 100 bagger. I know that they're not being paid by the company. Those are as far as I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not. But so those are actual investors out there who are starting to realize that, hey, this thing is real. Every time we've seen a stock make a big move, I've seen this type of thing happen. I saw this happen with CBDT. I've seen this happen with Nextech back in the day, back last year, before it went up 10x. And we're starting to see it happen with TBP. So TBP, I think we're going to see over $1 by September, way over $1. Could be $1.50, $2. SLHG. Okay, let me try that. Let me see if this works. We're going to use the Nasdaq symbol here. Okay, here we go. So, okay, there you go. No, I'm not getting good data. It's like only showing since they went on Nasdaq, so it's really. It's not good. But yeah, again, same data. It's kind of below this moving average. It's right in this kind of real key support area right here. This kind of like Nasdaq, in the Nasdaq world, it's right around here. This kind of $5 range is where you're going to see some support. So we could see like a key reversal happen the next day or so, next couple of days, and then we could see that thing start to move. So I think we're going to see it here, but again, it is below this moving average. But this thing, there's been like, again, you can see it's been like a fake out. There's been a couple of fake outs in the last few days. You had the upside break above the moving average, you had the downside break. So you had you had three bad signals here. So it's going to like frustrate a lot of people here probably for the next couple of days. But the trend right here is it's a solid uptrend. So how long has the consolidation been happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roughly 6 months. It's almost 6 months in the I would say no, actually no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's roughly 6 months, maybe five. It depends on where you start counting it. So I think we're just about done, and then this thing can start moving significantly higher. LGIQ, I think is a bargain right here. I mean, wow, this, the problem is they're doing this financing, which is dragging on forever. It was supposed to close this week. Could be it could be literally being closed as we speak. I don't know. It could be, or tomorrow. I don't know. It was supposed to be done last week, and these things just drag on. I know there's delays with the COVID, with all this nonsense. So I mean, the trend is down here. I mean, this is, but once it turns, again, the upside in the stock is, what do I see the upside? Look at this chart. One of my theories is I always say, look, stocks always go back to their old highs. And again, I know it sounds crazy. It's not logical. There's no logic behind it. Maybe there's some sort of crazy, sentimental thing or market sentiment, whatever. But we've seen it happen before. I remember I said this about CBDT back when it was 5 cents. I think 50 cents was the old high, and it went above that. A bunch of other stocks, and the old high on Logic, if you do, is basically $40. Actually higher. This is the crazy numbers here, but let's just say $40. I think this thing could be a $40 stock in the next 18 months. I did say this back in I said this last September when we started working with the company. Now it ran from $3.50 or $3 to about 13 and change. I think it was 13 and change. So it was about a 4x, and now it's pulled back. So if you get into the stock right now, you're basically getting in at the lowest it's been in a year. I mean, this thing is, I think this thing is a bargain. I mean, this company is doing 45 million plus. The market cap is less. It's trading at less than 1x revenues. It's crazy. They're in the hottest space right now, which is Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, e-commerce, mobile commerce. And we got the same problem happening with Peak right now. These private placements, these financings that are dragging on forever. It puts a lot of pressure on these stocks. So as you can see, Peak it's actually held up pretty well though, but it's been in this consolidation since, pretty much once they announced the financing, the stock was like put into like a block of ice. So we're below the moving average. So things are under pressure right here. But the stock is holding up really well. So it looks to me like we're gonna kind of hang out here for a little bit. This looks kind of bullish. I mean, look, you have this kind of double bottom above the moving average. So, this is one of these stocks where we could see that upside reversal happen at any day. But that's what's going on right now. Fans, 82 cents. Wow. We're 7 minutes from the close. What did I say? I mean, I could. It's like I know that what fans always does is just when you expect it to like explode, just when it starts moving up, it it like reverses that trend like the next day. Everybody like says, "Oh, it's not happening, it's not happening," and then the next day it goes back up. So we're probably going to close in this like 81, something like that, something low, and then tomorrow or Monday it goes to like 90 cents or a dollar. I mean, this is like it's like riding one of the, what is it, the horse, when they breaking in a horse or whatever, a bronco, whatever it is. That's what this is. I mean, it just wants to kind of frustrate you before it resumes the direction. Yeah. No, it looks actually look we got some stability right here. 80, I think the big support, you're gonna have a lot of support in this kind of 80, 81 cent range. So yeah, we'll probably close here. And then we could really explode with fans over the next couple of days. This is, I mean, the fact that this is going above $1.25 to, I don't see any resistance till $1.25 in fans. So you have a pretty clear, like a runway between right here, 82 cents, 83 cents, and like $1.25, even $1.40, $1.25, $1.40 is really when you're going to have some resistance. But yeah, it is real. I mean, the more I look at this chart, I'm actually looking at another screen right now. I mean, the better it looks. It's such a crazy, chart. Yeah, so I think we're going to see about 350. This is probably the last chance to kind of get in right here at these levels today or Friday. I don't think we're going to see these prices again. I think this is it. This is it, and we're going to see this thing back in that 250, 350 range by September. Again, opinion only. If you're just tuning in, make sure you press the like, the subscribe button to join our YouTube channel, also our Telegram, which is where we have all the a lot of technical alerts throughout the day. Let's take a look at. Let me look at VST. I'm just going to pull up a VST only because that is where fans came from. And this thing has been very frustrating, this VST. It's like been this kind of, I don't know, this consolidation for months. It's like it's almost like fans in a way. It's almost like it can't get out of its own way sometimes. So again, you're kind of below this moving average. It's not, with this thing, it hasn't been, it's been kind of accurate, but you have, so again, it looks like this thing is, you have support kind of right here. This is kind of your support resistance line, this 60 cent range. I'll draw you a chart. I'll draw you a line, excuse me. Pretty much this line kind of acts as your support resistance. There's also another one right over here. It's kind of in this range. So let's see what goes on. It's kind of, to me, this thing is kind of neutral right now. It's kind of, I don't know. It's so weird, this thing. Fundamentally, I think this is an amazing company. I mean, they got, like, speaking of, when you talk about catalysts, this thing has like 20 potential catalysts, multiple catalysts, inflection point. And I think once they start doing these, I mean, they started doing the spin outs and dividend stuff. And, but I think once investors realize that this is going to be like an ongoing thing, I think people are going to be very happy, and then we can see this thing, you know, in the multi-dollar range. You see here. Wow, fans into the close. Actually, fans is actually bullish into the close. It's shocking. 85 cents. There's actual buying coming in. Look at this. Let's see. Can we close at 87? Is it going to close 87? 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Or actually, I don't know if my clock is right, but let's look at the 1 hour chart of fans. Yeah, it looks like it's going to close on a nice bullish note. Nice solid buying throughout the close. And yeah, there was last minute surge of buying coming in. And it's above that moving average here. Look at this. So I think tomorrow, fans, great looking setup for tomorrow. You got Trip, also a great looking setup. Let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. Wow, so aggressive buying coming into this thing here. Yeah, look, very, very solid close. I mean, this thing is like just chomping at the bit. This is like a racehorse chomping at the bit. It's like you know, some of these, like this stock, it looks almost like a racehorse at that gate. You know, it's chomping to get out. It's just waiting for the gate to lift so it starts running down the track. Like what's that horse that won the, I don't know, the famous racehorse that won like 5, I don't know, whatever, the Man of War. This is what this is. And let's take a look one last time at fans. How did this close? 85 cents. Nice close. So very nice set for tomorrow. So I would say tomorrow you want to keep an eye on fans, on Trip. AIML should see a pretty good follow through. Let me just pull up the AIML chart. Let's look at the AIML chart at the close. There you go. Again, these are the wrong trend lines. Let me clear these up. Very nice close. I think the trend is back. I think we'll go back into the uptrend. So again, you should probably, I don't think you're going to see any resistance till $1.25. Pretty much clear sailing. Same thing with fans. You have clear sailing from here till $1.25 or $1.50. Maybe even $1.50 is kind of your, that's when you're going to see some resistance. But I think you're going to see a very, very fast move to $1.50, and then 350 in my opinion by September. Russell Peters was wearing a Trip shirt. Well, when was this? With the new logo. When was this? When did this happen? I don't see. I don't. Is Joe Rogan still on YouTube or no? I don't know. Where is he? This guy now. I haven't seen this guy's thing in a long time. Logic 3x over the next 3 months. I would say I agree with that. I think Logic, you know, we've seen Logic, when this thing starts moving, it makes, you know, massive moves very, very quickly. Unbelievable with it. I mean, this is like, I think it's just like these short sellers are just, you know, this is like we see this, these Canadian stocks. It's with this Canadian financings, I should say. It's like it's kind of gone off the rails. So these guys, you know, they short the stock and then they cover through the financing. So they've probably been shorting the stock like since Logic announced, you know, the financing. So it was right around here. They probably started shorting it at $8. It's a good, hey, listen, they got a good trade, making $5. Nice couple $1 million in a few months. But here is where you have the support right here. We're at key support 310. even maybe a little bit lower. But after that, look how fast this thing runs. Once the pressure is off, it went from 240 to $10 in a month. It was a 5x in a month. So we actually got involved with it right over here, like right around this 350, 325. I think no, it was $3 range last summer. So July 13th. Okay. So it went from that 3.25 to, $10 in the space of, 30, 45 days. Triple, it was a triple. And then again, look how fast it can move. It's like lightning. And the good news is, finally, once they got this thing wrapped up, it's going to start trading on NEO. And that means all the Canadians are going to be able to buy this thing here. And that should be ultra, ultra bullish. So, I think we're going to see $10 on Logic in, could be 90 days. Russell Peters. Russell Peters, I was saying, nobody knows him outside of Canada or something. Maybe I supposedly he's famous worldwide except in the US. Nobody knows who he is in the United States, which is kind of funny. SLHG also. Yeah, I would say SLHG also a Nasdaq, and essentially Logic is a quasi Nasdaq deal. Once it's on this NEO exchange, it's going to probably uplist to NYSE or Nasdaq. So I think we're going to see some massive moves this summer. Now that everybody's given up on these stocks, in the past, all the lightweights. I shouldn't say that really, because it's kind of sad. But yeah, a lot of the newbies got kind of wiped out of these stocks in the last few months. And now it's things are looking strong. Yeah, we got Trip looking great, and we got Fans looking amazing for tomorrow. So we'll probably be back on the next chart chat, maybe Monday night, Sunday night, Monday, depending on what happens tomorrow. And Delic will be on the live stream next Tuesday. And we also have Trip on Wednesday. I think we got next week should be a pretty busy week. A lot of people are kind of coming out of hibernation here. So let me just last question. No, we are. Yeah, it's but until this thing is there's really nothing going on with bets until they get this deal closed, which is. It might take, from what I understand, it might take till like the end of the summer at this point. So which kind of sucks if you're holding the stock, because it's just, there's no trading until they bring it to what do you call it, the shareholder vote. So on that note, thank you for joining the live stream, and we'll see you on the next one. Make sure you press the like and subscribe button, or the unlike and unsubscribe button.